You sure? Joseph. Okay, you can punch holes when we're done. Got it?
I think I would find that fun as well.
Well, it's like those
Bubble.
the bubble wrap. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, bubble wrap. So satisfying. Okay, let's get going. 8.4. Solving inequalities. Solving inequalities. Okay, so basically it's taking a lot of stuff that y'all have learned and we're just applying what we've been doing to inequalities. Okay? Now, when I say or when you read or you hear the word inequality, raise your hand if you know what that means. Inequality. Don't cheat, Kelly. Okay, so nobody remembers what inequalities are?
I've heard the word before.
Oh, good.
I remember it.
At least you've heard the word, but people always forget. Always forget. We're talking about less than, greater than, less than, equal to, greater than, equal to, etc., etc., etc. That's what we're doing today.
Not equal to.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's what we're doing today. We're doing everything y'all did for 8.1, 8.2, solve and put a variable, and we're applying it with inequalities. The only thing that's different is we are replacing the equal sign, in y'all's equations, with an inequality. Nothing, there's only one little thing that's going to change. Now, there's a couple of rules I need to show you. And I can't remember if y'all done it this year or not. I want to say you have. On a number line, when we are writing an inequality on the number line, if I have less than and equal to, or greater than equal to,
You have like the circle thing?
yeah.
We
Is
did
that
it this year.
okay? Good. So is the circles, and I'm just going to say circles here. Excellent. Is the circles, and I'm going to put equal. The circles for less than and equal to and greater than equal to, is it open or closed? Good job. I'm so glad y'all remember this. And then if it's just less than or greater than, it's going to be an open circle. And if you're sitting there saying, what are they talking about, circles? I'll show you. Okay, good. You definitely need this because sometimes students will forget which is which. And the way you can remember closed, this means it includes the number less than or equal to. So you're including it. So it's closed. You know what I'm saying? It's closed. Huh.
I just think I remember it as it's just it just looks weird and it's complicated. Close it off.
Okay. So for an example, let's say x is less than 1. That means x can be any number less than 1. It can be 0.75. It can be 0. It can be negative 50. But it can be any number less than the number 1. But it doesn't say less than or equal to, so it can't be 1, but it can be any number less than 1. So you would write it on the number line like this. I always put a 0, 1, negative 1 based on that number. It's less than, so Kelly, is that going to be an open or closed circle?
That's going to be an open.
Okay, it's going to be open, you're correct. And my students tend to put it on top of the number line instead of right on the number line, because if they make a mistake, it's easy to erase this line instead of the whole thing. And it's x is any number less than 1, so your arrow would go like that. In the past, teachers when they teach number lines,
Do you want us to write this?
I'm going to say or. They would write it on the number line. So you, and then shade in the direction it goes. You can do either one, but it seems to be a preference in like 99% of my students to do it right above. It's easier to see. There's no mistaking as to whether it's an open or closed circle.
It looks like a mouse.
Huh?
Like, you know, like the computer mouse on the bottom.
Oh yeah, it does. She said this looks like a computer mouse.
Oh yeah.
It does. So, again, a lot of times it's because it's easier to read. If you make a mistake, you can just erase the top, etc., etc. Okay? All right. If the equation is x is less than or equal to 1, then it's going to be a closed circle. I don't do like all the numbers on the number line because that would take forever.
And what would you go up?
Yeah, exactly. So it would look like that. That's the difference. Open circle, if it's just less than or greater than. Closed circle, if it's less than, equal to, greater than, equal to. Any questions? I'm wasting a lot of paper today. Okay. This is the only major rule. These are rules up here, you know, the open and close. But this one is the one that people tend to forget. You have to reverse the inequality symbol.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
If it's a negative.
That's right. When multiplying,
I was waiting for this.
yeah. I say I'm so glad y'all remember. Or dividing by, this is the key word, by a negative number.
I can't remember which one is the one that's being divided or multiplied by.
That's it in itself right there. That's why I circled by. Because if the first number is a negative, you don't have to switch the sign. It's when it's being divided or multiplied by a negative. And I'm going to show you some examples. And I'll put a little star here, or I should put it here. Also, when there's a negative variable. So you're going to switch it when you are multiplying or dividing by a negative, or when there's a negative variable. And I'm going to show you. Example. All right, here we go. I'm going to wait till Kelly's ready. Are you ready? Joseph, you got it? Okay. Negative 4x plus 3 is greater than 23. All right. Natalia, you want to solve it? Okay, go ahead.
So we have to subtract 3 on both sides of the
Yep.
bigger thingy.
We're going to subtract 3 because remember, we're going to pretend like this inequality is an equal sign, which y'all been dealing with. So first, we're going to subtract 3. on both sides. And we get negative 4x is greater than 20. Now what do I do?
Now you divide both sides by -4.
Okay, here we go. Look, we're dividing by a negative. If this 20 was negative, it doesn't matter. You don't switch the sign if this number, Joseph, look right here. You don't switch the sign if this number is negative. It's if this number is negative. So if you're dividing by a negative or multiplying by a negative. So if this right here is negative, whatever is going on here, then you're going to switch the sign.
What if it was earlier in the problem? Like say it was -4x times 3.
You wait until the very end. Yep, that's a good question. She said, what if it's earlier? What if you're like, oh, I'm going to switch it here? No, you wait till the very end because you never know. So 20 divided by -4 is -5.
So pretty much anything that's next to a variable is going to be, if it's next to a variable, then it's negative.
If at the end.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. So because you are dividing, because you are dividing by a negative. Flip sign. That's an N. Dividing by a negative, flip sign. Any questions? Now, real quickly, yeah. So there's a tiny little number line because I'm running out of room. Y'all may have more room. So, Joseph, is this going to be an open or closed circle?
Open.
Okay, it's open. And this is a -5, so I'm putting it over the -5. And does the arrow go left or right?
It goes right.
X is any number less than -5.
Oh, so it goes left.
There you go. Any questions? Got it? Let's do another.
Is there enough room for what we're about to do?
This next one, well, it depends on how small you write. This next one's going to take me about half a page. Okay.
Hey, she didn't do this time.
Oh,
Oh, come on.
-3/4 times x, or x, plus 8 is less than or equal to 23. You've already solved one. Joseph or Kelly, who wants to solve this? Kelly.
So, you change the +8 to a -8, and you
So we're
subtract it by both sides.
subtracted on both sides. Very good. So we're subtracting because we're adding here, doing the opposite. So I now have -3/4x is less than or equal to what?
Sorry.
That's okay. 15. Okay, now Kelly, what do I do? Ooh.
Divide the 4 by 3.
Well, what are we trying to get rid of? we're trying to get rid of the whole fraction, right? What operation is taking place with that fraction and that x? Yeah, this fraction is being multiplied with this x, right? So what's the opposite of multiplying? Division. So we are dividing both sides by negative 3/4. Now, here's another common mistake that even my Algebra 1 students do. We are dividing 15 by negative 3/4. This is a negative, so we are going to flip this sign, but before we do that, let's solve this. This is a negative, so we're dividing by a negative, so we are going to flip the sign. But here's how you solve this, and y'all better pay close attention. Because, I mean, my students mess this up every time.
I would think you'd put it in a decimal.
Nope. 15 is being divided by this fraction. So it's 15 over 1 divided by negative 3/4. Look, after you write that, don't do any more. Don't solve it yet, Joseph. Just sit back and look at what I'm showing you. Because, I mean, this is a common mistake. Kelly, look up here. 15 is being divided by this fraction. So you have to write it this way. 15 over 1 divided by this fraction. If you write negative 3/4 divided by 15, if you switch these two, you will get a wrong answer. So this number has to come first, divided by this portion, or you will get a wrong answer. What are the rules for dividing fractions? I tell you?
You have to make it multiplication.
It's called
I don't remember what it's called.
keep, change, flip.
I was
Yeah.
thinking of KFC. I know it's.
Okay, so go ahead. Y'all can do this. So we're going to keep, change, and flip. So we have 15 over 1 times, so we change the division to multiplication, negative 4 over 3. This is very important to take note of because my students, even Algebra 1, they'll change places. They'll do negative 3/4 divided by 15. They get wrong answers every time. So now, can we do any cancellation?
Yeah.
Kelly, do you have a question?
I know it's trying to answer it.
So what would this become, Kelly?
5.
Nope.
1.
1. And this becomes
5.
5. So then 5 times negative 4 is?
20. Negative 20.
And then 1 times 1 is?
1.
So then really, your answer is negative 20. So then x, and we have to flip the sign because we are dividing by a negative, is greater than or equal to negative 20. There is our answer. Don't forget to flip the sign. I always draw these arrows to remind me. And when you're dividing by a fraction, make sure you write that number first, divided by then the second one. Now, if we were to draw a number line, Kelly, is that an open or closed circle?
That's a closed one.
Good job. Over the negative 20. And x can be any number greater than or equal to negative 20. So which direction does the arrow go?
To the right.
To the right, because it can be any number greater than negative 20. Any questions? None? All right, let's do another. 2x is greater than or equal to negative 2x plus 8. Joseph's turn. Talk me through it, buddy.
Still right.
Okay,
That's negative.
that's a negative 2x.
So first we would add the negative 2x both sides.
So we're going to add 2x on both sides.
So that'd be 4x is greater than or equal to 8.
All right.
And you divide 4 by both sides.
Do I need to flip the inequality?
No.
Perfect.
So x is greater than or equal to 2.
And we're not going to do the number line because I think you guys got it. Any questions on that? None? Let's do another. Talia, you can do this one. Negative x is less than or equal to 2. Can I have a negative x here?
No, just go to the other side.
And what happens to my inequality?
Flips.
So your answer is
X is greater than or equal to negative 2.
perfect. I'll let you do another one.
Thank you. That one was hard.
This is important because, again, I'm going to put a star here. This is important because kids tend to forget, first of all, to put that negative there, but they also forget that you have to also change the inequality. Questions? All right, let's open our books. You have this, Kelly? Page 333.
3, 3, 3. I often get pages like that.
And Talia, you can do number 2. This section says solve and graph the solutions. So this section you have to also graph, but the next section you don't. So we have a over 6 plus 28 less than or equal to 30.
Okay, so you're going to subtract 28 from both sides. Which gets you a over 6 is less than or equal to 2. Bless you. And then now you have to multiply 6 by both sides.
Yeah, okay, good job. She's multiplying because this operation, the 6 and the 8, is division, right? Right? A is being divided by 6. She has to get rid of the 6 and isolate the variable, so the opposite of dividing is multiplying. So we're going to multiply both sides by 6. Those cancel out, and what's your answer?
A is less than or equal to 12.
Perfect. And you don't have to flip it because this was negative.
We have to graph it.
We do have to graph it. Open or closed?
Close.
Left or right?
Left.
Good job. 2 answers. Any questions? Joseph, any questions? No. Kelly? All right. Number 4. Kelly, your turn. 400 minus 32x is greater than or equal to 720.
So, you subtract 400 by both sides.
What am I left with?
Hold on. 320.
Perfect. And then tell me what to do.
Then you divide negative 32 by both sides.
Tell me what I get. Okay. Take your time.
10.
Tell me the whole answer.
Negative 10?
Okay, but tell me the whole answer. X.
X, you flip the sign. 10. Negative 10.
X is less than or equal to negative 10. Perfect. And here's my number line. Is it an open or closed?
It is opposed.
Left or right?
Left.
Left. Perfect. Because X is less than, can be any number less than or equal to 10, negative 10, and there we go. Any questions? Got it, Kelly? Joseph, number 28.
Wow.
That's right.
So I guess we'll do odds today.
All right, 28. 4 times x minus 9 is less than x plus 3. Tell me what to do.
You have to multiply 4 times x. 4 times
Negative 9. So what's 4 times x?
9. 4x.
What's 4 times negative 9?
36.
Negative 36. Less than x plus 3. Now tell me what to do.
You have to subtract the x on both sides.
We're going to subtract x on both sides because there's no sign there, but we assume it to be positive. So we get 3x minus 36 less than 3. Now tell me what to do.
Add 36 on both sides.
What if we would have done it the other way? Like adding 36 to the other side first?
Still get same answer. All right, now tell me what to do.
You have to divide 3 on both sides.
And what's my final answer?
13.
X.
Is less than 13.
Perfect. In this group, you don't have to do the number line.
That's good.
Any questions? Any questions, Kelly?
For some information, well, why didn't you subtract positive 4 by the x?
Because we want to try to keep the variable on this side of the inequality. So we took this x and moved it over here to join with this one.
Oh, okay. I thought you were subtracting the 4.
Oh no, we're moving this x over there.
Okay, because then that's what got me confused.
Do you understand now?
Yes.
Good. Any other questions? One more and then I'm setting you free. I tell you, number 38. 3 times x minus 5 less than or equal to 2 times x plus 5.
Okay, so first you're going to multiply 3 by x and 3 by negative 5, and then 2 by x and 2 by positive 5.
Perfect. 3 times x,
3x,
3 times negative 5,
negative 15,
less than or equal to 2 times x,
2x,
and 2 times 5.
10, plus 10.
Very good. And you tell me what you want to do.
So subtract 2x by both sides.
All right. And what do I get?
1x minus 15 is less than or equal to 10.
Perfect.
So now,
Hold on. Keep going.
so now add 15 to both sides. Which you get 1x less than or equal to 25. And then
That's pretty much it.
x equals 25.
Yeah, x is less than or equal to 25. If you had put 1x and left it that way, it's fine. Another common mistake is all this work and then kids write the answer as x equals 25.
Oh goodness.
So be very careful. You're going to do page 333 to 334,
Times that by 2.
numbers
Hannah.
1 through 7 odd. These you're going to solve and graph, just like we did for 2 and 4. No, it's not.
It just takes up time.
And then 21 to 20,
22.
29.
22.
We won't go over 29. Odd. No graph. This is due Monday. Your test
Probably.
actually no, it's gonna have to be Thursday because I'm gonna be gone on Tuesday, so we're gonna review Monday and Wednesday and then test Thursday. And when's your IXL due? Tuesday?
Monday.
Monday?
One of the days you didn't write it.
One of these days.
Let's see.
I think it's Monday.
So 9 problems in total.
All right.